set.
I got soup for you. You want a soup?
No.
Talking through holiday stuff.
Talking through who are you going as anyone this holiday?
I am not. Just myself.
That'd be a lot more.
We're always, every year, we look forward to the fear of the mustache, Sam Elliott phobia. That's the joke we always look forward to every Halloween.
Sam Elliott phobia.
Yeah, we do the slide about one of the trivia things about Halloween is I go, do you know what the fear of Halloween is called? And it's Samhainophobia, something like that, Samhainophobia. And I go, oh, you know what the fear of having a mustache taking over your face is Sam Elliott phobia. That's what that is.
You have to do that on the podcast. That's what we're here to talk about now. Save it.
Dave,
You want to join us, Dave?
No. I don't want to steal your thunder.
You don't steal my thunder. I have plenty of thunder with and without you.
Dave will be going as Joan Collins this Halloween.
Actually, Dave, once Ed gets it on, I'll tell you what we're doing. You can come practice
I'm ready.
on here, Dave.
So everybody please silence your cell phones.
What if no one ever calls me? Does that count?
Josh doesn't have to say that.
So start, yes?
Yes, start. Do it. Punch it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of the FlappCast Behind the Funny, where we find out what goes on behind the scenes at a comedy club. I'm Barbara Holliday, your host.
I'm Joshua Snyder, your co-host.
And we have the amazing Lamont Ferguson with us this week.
Hey.
Whoa, that sounded so exciting, Lamont.
Well, I don't know how I respond to the adjective of amazing.
Well, Lamont is headlining here this weekend with Karen Rontowski.
Yes, the Halloween show, the Supernatural Junkyard.
They come every year.
Every year, indeed.
It's very exciting. Karen does some tarot card readings, and Lamont goes in the audience. And what is it exactly that you look for in the audience?
You know what's interesting is that people just want to know what's going to happen. That's what it turns out. Yeah, to themselves. People just want to know what's going to. It's not enough to just have life where you just kind of go about. No, everyone wants to know exactly what's going to happen. And then Karen reads the cards, and then people. It's fascinating because how quiet the room is. You would think that people go, oh, they're not going to pay. But no, people are like, oh no, we have vested interest in this. We need to know what's going to happen.
Has Karen read your tarot, and has it come true?
She has not read my tarot. I've known Karen for a long time, and I'm a skeptic on this thing. So I always tell her I don't want her to read my cards because what if she finds out that I'm the devil?
Or that you don't believe what she's saying is true.
So you're the Scully to her Mulder, if we will.
Yes, indeed.
Now, Lamont is a headliner on his own and has been touring. I mean, you've opened for Bill Cosby. You've won the San Francisco comedy competition. You've been on Comedy Central. You have an amazing career. It is truly amazing.
Is it over? That was weird. I don't.
There's so much. It's still amazing.
It's all over.
No, how did you hook up with Karen, and what is this Halloween-y thing that you guys do?
Okay, well, first let me go back, and first I'd like to thank Hannibal Bears for destroying my Bill Cosby credit, and that's what I like to do for that. But I've known Karen since, Karen first started in, I wouldn't say Hawaii, but I think Vegas. She started doing stand-up in Vegas. Then eventually she came to San Diego. And so I've known her since then, because I was in, it's where it started in San Diego, being, fellow San Diego State alumni, by the way.
That's true,
That's right,
yes.
we're dropping that on
SDSU, Aztec.
Right.
Did you guys go together, or?
No, I don't think we were there.
No,
Must I say what year I graduated, Josh? Really?
No, you must not. That's
Must I?
Really?
Let's just say, like, Kinko's was just starting.
That's funny.
And Sharky's Fish Tacos.
Oh, yes,
and, yeah. If anyone knows San Diego, then maybe those things.
Be pre-Marshall Falk days is what that would be. So I've known her since then, and and then and Karen is Karen. She's odd in a good way,
Yeah.
and so she started doing this tarot reading, and then she said, well, if you could do the audience members and find, and then just kind of riff in between to give her time to look through the cards and really study the cards, and then we started doing that. We've done it, I don't know, about 3 years now or something like that.
Yeah,
But
it's such a
lot of
great
fun.
and fun Halloween show,
Yeah.
especially because, how horrific can we get on Halloween at a comedy club?
Exactly.
We can't
Exactly.
be like, ooh, come to our haunted house comedy club. We have ghosts and
This really should be,
people scaring you.
it's Halloween for adults, for crying out
That's
loud.
true.
There's
It
no
is.
reason if you're over a certain age you need to be getting dressed up, for Christ's sake.
And you're not going to trick or treat.
Grown-ass person. What the hell's wrong with you?
They do come dressed up though, right?
Yeah, some
Yeah.
do. Some do come dressed
Do
up.
you, when you go into the audience, are you looking for something particular or?
I'm fascinated by the whole fact that people dress up, because I was never allowed to dress up as a kid, really, and so the fact that people do it as grown-ups,
You were never
What do you
allowed
mean
to.
you weren't allowed to?
I don't. We weren't. We
No
just had to. No,
trick-or-treating?
no trick or treating. We had to stay at home.
Oh.
We sit at home, and that's all we did.
Did you get candy?
Oh, we got candy.
All your
but
friends
just,
were getting candy, and your parents were like, here's a little candy.
yeah,
Right?
we got
Uh-huh.
candy. We just didn't go outside. really.
Oh.
We were very protected. We were like veal. We were very, very protected children. We could only play, my rules of playing was like, I had friends, but a lot of times the only people I was allowed to play with were my sisters. And so I could play, and if you had to be within eye view of the house from the window. That's the only place. You couldn't go up the street. You had to be in that certain area, because my parents thought that they were stealing black children back in 1970 or something.
No.
What's going on?
Really?
But yeah, we were very protective. It was never allowed to do the dressing up and trick-or-treating thing.
Josh, will you grab Lamont a bottle of water?
Oh,
And
he has
as you
one.
go- Oh, good.
I got
Okay, I was like, I don't want to be a bad host
Oh, I
here.
got something.
Well, that's interesting. That is a very different, you have your own kids.
I do have my own
Do you
children.
let them trick or treat or?
Yeah, they go out and trick-or-treat. But, as an adult, if you weren't raised in that way, I mean, you go, okay, I guess it's cool, but it doesn't really mean anything to me. It's like I do it for them and go, okay, that looks like something that you're having fun with, but I look at it and go, I don't understand it at all.
So,
that's it.
how much did you have to spend on the costumes? How annoying was that on a scale of?
As a parent?
Well, because I have the two adult children, I don't
Now.
even remember, exactly how that is. But with Noah, the youngest, now it's not that much, and he's an odd kid as well, because one year, a couple of years ago, you know what he wanted to be? And he was an astronaut. Like, what type of bizarro kid are you? He wanted to be an astronaut. So he went with an astronaut costume, and he went to different little contests, and he won the contest. Because, what are you, from the 50s? You're a kid from the 50s that wants to be an astronaut, but that's his thing. He wants to be an astronaut.
That sounds hot. Not sexy hot.
No, I mean
right,
the sauna
in LA.
suit. Yeah.
Yeah.
You wear a white plastic bag and a bubble on your head,
Yeah, that's-
basically,
yeah.
and you're good to go, right? You don't have to get too fancy with that.
Actually, I'd like one of those for all the Ebola stuff I could use.
Oh, it is like the
He was
Ebola
he was ahead of his
suit.
time, is what it
That's
is.
what we would call it nowadays,
Yeah, really,
right?
yeah.
Yes. What are you going as? Hazmat guy?
You call him that now because there is no space program. That's what you call him that now.
Right.
That's so sad.
Now we just have the internet now.
Mhm.
It's a whole new world.
There was a picture that came out last week that NASA took a picture of the sun, and because of the way that the flares were, it looked like a jack-o'-lantern. And then, so they released that photo. And I'm sure they should have had a release after that going, we used to put people on the moon. You know that? That's who we were, and now this is what we're doing. We're photoshopping stuff and sending it out.
Oh my gosh. We're also doing a show in the Yoo-Hoo Room called Dead Comics Night.
Now, what's that?
We dress up
Okay,
as...
wait. It's Dead Comedians Night.
Dead Comedians
Get the
Night.
title right, guys.
I know, I shouldn't say comics like comic books. Dead Comedians Night. So we dress up as dead comedians and actually do their material.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so...
Which night is that?
That's on Friday night only, on Halloween, actual Halloween
Okay.
night. But you and Karen are here all weekend,
Right.
obviously, Saturday as well. But in the Yoo-Hoo on Friday late, we're doing this Dead Comedians
I
Night.
may have to sneak over and check that
Yes,
out.
Dave Reinitz, my partner, is doing Archie Bunker, weirdly enough. And I'm doing Edith.
Oh,
Yeah, and then I'm also going to do Emily Latella, Gilda
Oh, nice,
Radner's
nice.
Emily
Yeah,
Latella.
yeah.
And we have a Phil Hartman, our Bobby Rice will be doing a Phil Hartman. We have a Joan Rivers already. Nobody stepped up to Robin Williams though, but Joan Rivers we've got, and who else?
They mentioned actually one of the
Jonathan Winters.
in one of the we're getting a little bit of press on it. And,
Yeah.
that sounded so pretentious. We're getting some press.
We're getting some, yes.
No, but more pretentious if you said heat. That would have been more pretentious. Get a little heat on
We're
this.
getting some good tracking, good numbers. Good
It's
numbers.
not dead, let's just put it that way.
But then, I think one of the people who wrote something like the Examiner or whatever was saying, yeah, no, it looks like no one stepped up to do Robin Williams. I think that's true. No one.
No.
Yeah.
That's how do you do that? I don't know.
Yeah, that would be difficult.
I just saw Margaret Cho at Comedy Festival Supreme I went to this weekend. We helped co-sponsor with them and do some stuff, and so they gave us some tickets, and Margaret Cho was there, and she was doing a lot of material on both Joan and Robin. I thought that was surprising, but I guess, celebrities can do that because they're friends, right?
Yeah.
Well, material like just talking about actual stories with them and
Yeah,
in a
kind of.
positive
Like she
way.
said, she has her service dog. Margaret has a service dog, and she said she went over to Joan Rivers' house all the time, and when she would bring her dog, I'm sorry, I totally set it up badly, but Joan had a service dog, and Margaret would come over, and Joan would say, "My dog always runs under the couch when you come over, Margaret," that kind of thing. So, stupid jokes like that.
So you're saying that she should have changed it to someone else maybe because Joan Rivers was dead?
It was an Asian thing. No, anyway.
Should have changed it to Betty White.
Right.
Right.
Okay, so with the dead comedians, next year you'll have to dress up and do a little something for us, maybe, right? Since you didn't get to dress up when you were a kid.
That's true.
I
Maybe
really
I'll
feel
do
bad
something.
about this, Lamont. I'm like, what a sad, you know what my worst Halloween experience was? We were in San Diego, actually, and I used to go to this lady's house all the time, even not on Halloween, because she would give candy. Do you remember those days where you could just walk up to
Yeah.
someone's door, and she was, I don't remember her name, but it was like the lady we all just knocked on the house, and she would give us the best candy all year round. But then during Halloween, it was like we had the razor blade scares
Oh,
in the Apple, and it was like if anyone was giving you fruit, we'd bring it home, and then my mom would just go through it, sort it out. Fruit and vegetables, no, they're in the trash.
Who's giving out vegetables?
Well, maybe it was just because we were trailer trash. Maybe that's why the fruits and vegetables left.
Here's a nice husk of corn
Right.
for you.
You don't want that.
Sweet corn.
I got the Halloween green bell pepper.
They-
It's delicious.
Wait, they did give other things. Now it's all like you got to get the Snickers bar or
Yeah.
they're not a good house, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's judgmental. It's very
I
judgmental.
don't like the fact that
Wait,
they
wait a
changed
minute.
candy bars. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
No, but first, but what was the what
The
happened?
razor blade story?
Yeah.
Well,
you
like
said
two
first
doors,
Halloween.
2 doors down. Well,
Oh, it was 2 doors down from you. Was the razor blade
there
thing?
was a razor blade in an apple in San Diego.
So
Do
what
you
is
remember
wrong
that?
with
Or was
people?
it just that weird story? I don't know. Is it folklore or?
I think
It was in the paper. It was in the paper. Yes, so it must have been true. It was Fox News. No, it was in the San Diego Tribune. It must have been true. I hope no one from San Diego is listening. Anyway, but yeah, it was a sad, because that was like, I think, a turning point for me in Halloween where I thought, oh no, now I can't trust anybody anymore. That I think I felt that, which sucks. So.
My worst experience was I went as Batman once. Because I was about 5 years old, and the first house we go up to, the guy looks down at me and goes, "You're such a cute Batgirl." And I had the beard. That's the word.
Are you dressing up this week, Josh?
I don't think so.
On Friday?
I don't know.
No?
I'm not doing the show either.
So Halloween
like-
party poop?
I don't know.
Halloween
Do you think
pooper?
Moses probably had jokes, right?
Those is probably
40 years in the desert, there was probably,
yeah,
you know,
Yeah, why don't you dress up
Talent
as a terrorist? Come on, look at him. Look at him.
I
Something.
just got back from ISIS, and boy,
Well-
is all the women on fire. No, that's bad.
So, Lamont,
Yes.
if someone, because someone in the, called already and asked me where they could sit to get chosen for the show.
You sit anywhere.
Right,
'Cause,
so Karen asked for volunteers, and if you raise your hand,
In the
then
theater, we'll
she'll
go.
read. How many tarot card readings does she get through in a show?
I guess it depends on what time she kind of winds down her set. But she gets through quite a few. Come to think, now that I think about it, we get through. I don't remember us not having time to get to somebody.
Oh, really?
Is what it was.
Oh,
We
good.
got through anyone that raised their hand. We got through it. Usually, it's one of those things where people are a little bit afraid at first, and then once
They
one
hear
person
it.
goes, then it just starts to cascade, and people go, I got a question, I'm moving, and then people worry about the election. Because we were here, and they asked about the election. What was that? Obviously, 2 years ago, about whether it was going to be Romney or Obama. And every time she did it, she kept saying that it was Obama. And so I guess that she was, obviously she was right.
She knows! Well, she was here a couple weeks ago, and she read our tarot cards, and it was interesting.
Yeah?
She had some very valid things to say.
She basically told me I'm going to be frustrated for the rest of my life, and that's
Yes,
about
it was
on par.
perfect. And then she said that Sam and Drew were going to be involved in a gay marriage, right? Wasn't that
That's
what she
correct.
said? Something
Hot
like
love.
that.
Hot love. We don't know which one's the bottom. Jury's still out.
She was right on.
Wow.
So, Lamont, you're touring still, and where can our fans find you online? Like, do you have a Twitter, or do you have
I've got a
your
Twitter
website?
at TV Funny Man. I'm on that.
TV Funny
TV
Man.
Funny Man, because
Love
that
it.
was I don't even know why that started. I think it started a long time ago. That in the 70s, whenever they had a comic on a variety show, they would never say he was a comic. They'd always go TV Funny Man, and that's why they so I took the TV Funny Man thing.
Oh, that's great.
And then also on the LamontFerguson.com is the website thing, so you can find me there. It's a rarity to find me in the States because I'm always in Canada. That's where I am.
You love Canada.
I do love Canada.
They
And,
love you.
They do.
Right.
I was 2
Wait, is that
weeks
where
ago.
you're from? Or?
No,
No.
we always ask that. That's where I'm from, where I live. No, it's just a place where I found a niche to be able to fit in on what it is that I do. I work in 8 places in the United States per year, and that really is the truth. It is only 8 very select clubs per year, and the rest of my time is in Canada. And a lot of people ask me why it is, and I tell them I've been all over Canada. Matter of fact, 2 weeks ago I was in Yellowknife. Anyone?
Never heard
See?
of it.
Anyone?
No.
Exactly. That's what
Yellowknife?
it should be called. Yellowknife, where is that? Because that's what people always say.
Yellow
I was
what?
in Yellowknife. It's in the Northwest Territories. I jokingly say, because it's kind of the truth, it is, I flew there, but if you were driving, it is an 18-hour drive north of where humans should be on the earth, is really where it is. It's in the
18
middle of
hours?
nowhere. Yeah, it's about 14 hours to drive from Edmonton north. And the only reason that it's there is there's Native Americans that are there and a diamond mine. That's what the economy is there.
Diamond
So,
mine.
yeah, but I've been all over
That's
Canada.
bad, right?
I
saw
don't know-
that movie.
I don't know if they're using
I saw
kids
that
or
movie.
anything
Well,
like that.
it's Canadian,
Canadian
blood
diamonds,
diamonds.
yeah.
Okay.
Canadian
Canadian
that's
blood
okay.
diamonds, so
Eh?
it's-
That's okay.
It's fine.
Yeah, but all over
It's regulated.
I've been in places in Canada where there shouldn't be people, let alone comedy shows. Not once after a show has anyone ever come up to me and said, "Thank you for doing smart material." And it happens on a nightly basis here in the States. And that's why I only work in 8 places in the States. Because what my act is considered to be smart in the States, in the industry, which it isn't. It's just an act, is all it is. It's just jokes, a guy telling jokes. But it's labeled as being smart. And in Canada, it's just labeled as being just a comic, is what it is. So that's why I work.
And mostly yucks, or
No, it's
there are
independent
various-
clubs. It's independent clubs. I don't do
didn't
yucks,
even
but
know
yeah.
there were that
Oh, there's so
many
many
up there
independent
now.
clubs, yeah. So that's where I go, and that's
Well,
where I am.
Harlan Williams got started up
Yeah.
there, and
Lot of
another good
guys.
friend of ours, Devin Green. Those are just people I know specifically. But
Yeah, there's a lot of, you know why? There's a lot of Canadians, and they're here, and you know what? They look just like us. That's the thing about it. They look just like us.
they're
They sound
sneaking
like
in.
us.
And
They're
they sound like
invading.
us, too.
Right.
I don't know if you spend enough time up there, because people make fun of the A thing, and but I don't really hear
not
that.
true.
What you can hear are the vowel pronunciations. That sticks out to me. If there's a Canadian speaking, I go, I know, because it's long vowels. The word process is process. And
yes.
it's the vowel changes that they do that sticks out more than anything else.
Smart.
That's up there.
Canadians are smart. No. That is a weird thing to say, though, isn't it? It's annoying.
It is
because-
very annoying to
Yeah.
me because back in the day when I used to send out, and try to get into other clubs, I have a file on
You're
my
too
computer.
smart for us?
Exactly.
Is it? No.
I have a
Really?
file on my computer where I'm like, okay, that's the last. I'm not taking any more emails. I'm not submitting any more work because I've got tired of them saying, you're too smart to be in this club. And I say, my response would be, that set is from any random night. It's not smart comedy night at the club. It was just any night, and that's the set that I submitted to you. But
Right.
that's what happens. And
Can you give an example of a joke that you do that someone said, "Oh, that's too smart," but in Canada, like, kills?
Well, not necessarily a joke that's too smart, but I can give an example of what I use as a measuring stick when I tell the joke. It's talking about how you were disciplined as children, and saying that my mother, I don't remember how this thing goes, that my mother threatened to beat us on a daily basis. Oh man, this is hard because I can't remember exactly what that line is in it, but it'll come to me. My mother threatened to beat us on a daily basis. Because I can't remember now. What the hell is it? This is one of those things. I was thinking about this the other day. I'm like, if someone asked me to do a joke, could you do the joke without being in the moment? And a lot of times I go, no, I don't even think I have jokes, for crying out loud.
Well, you are.
But it's a thing about what the hell was that thing?
Now I feel bad. I'm sorry.
No, because I should know it.
Well,
But I know what it is. I know that it's a measuring stick joke. It's a measuring stick line that I say, and once I hear me tell it, I listen for the audience, and if the audience applauds, then I go, okay, I'm fine, I'm good to go. And if not, then I'm like, yeah, maybe this is not the right place. And it's very innocuous. It's about saying that, in my mind, the only thing that I knew was about. Yeah, I
well,
can't.
one of the things I always find interesting about Lamont is that when you open, you actually, that part of your opening is you say you're not going to tell jokes, right? Isn't that, or you're not your typical
I find
comedian
that
kind of
it's
thing.
important that on the open, and I was telling Dave this prior to the show about, because my age is kind of, I would say it's age-centric, but it's not age-centric. You know what it is? It's life experience-centric is what it is. So what I talk about is stuff that, this is how I view life, and this is what it is. I say that I'm a grown man. I talk about adult stuff, but I don't talk about adult stuff like sex. I talk about stuff that I've lived life, and I know what's happening. So it's the nuances that I find. Young people don't find the nuances funny because they're in the middle of it. They haven't understood being on the other side to go, okay, yeah, that's kind of funny. But I say, look, this is what it is. So now what I've done is I address that right up front, because what I realize is that I would see young people, like 30 minutes into the set, just kind of sitting there bored, and then I go, I got to address that up front. So what I do now is I go up front and I look for the young people and I tell them, this is what's going to happen, and I say, how old are you? If you're 23 or something like that, good luck to you, but I'm going to tell you right now,
Life
for the hour I'm on stage, you are not going to understand half the stuff that I'm talking about, and you're not going to understand why the people next to you are laughing. So at 23, you're going to not get it, but in 10 years, you'll think I'm a genius, is how it works. And then I go and explain to them exactly what it is I'm going to talk about, and then put a joke in there about saying that life is crap after 28. That it really is. It is. If
Actually,
life,
it's actually 28.
It is 28.
What happens at 28?
I don't know, but everything falls apart. But it is 28.
No, it's true. It's
And,
true.
and
I
that
think it's
if
29,
you were
but
no, it's really 28.
It's 28.
And that if life
All
was
goes
given
to
to
shit.
you, like if you drew that up on a contract and somebody said, "This is life," like life is an entity. This is it. You would never sign that. No one would ever go, "Oh, so I'm going to spend the majority of my life remembering the things that I'm no longer able to do." That is a bunch of bull. I'm never signing this. This is not what's going to happen. And so that's what I kind of let the young people know and say that it's crap after 28. And they go, because a lot of them want to disagree and argue. I go, no, it is. And then I give them the points about saying about, at 28, at 23, you can do a lot of things that you can't. At 40 something you can't do. You can eat a meal and still do something afterwards. You can't do that after 28. At 23 is like this, or the fact that no one at 23 ever says, "I think I slept wrong last night." Like no one ever says that. They go, "Oh, don't you just fall asleep?" "Oh, you used to," and then wait till one day you're getting ready for bed. That's what happens. You get ready for bed. So I try to explain that to them.
So you're not great at kids' parties. Book them up for your kids.
I'm really good with kids.
You are.
Because
know.
I talk to kids like I don't baby them. I actually, I got in trouble once because my daughter,
She's an actress,
She is
right?
an actress. She's on
Very
Broadway.
successful actress.
She's in the second season of that Alpha House, whatever that show is. It's on every bus that's driving through the city now. So I would always just joke around with them. Like, they do something weird. What are you, drunk? That's it. And then one time we got called into the office because Sydney at 5 asked one of her classmates, "What are you, drunk?"
Oh no! Gosh, she's under 28 still though?
She is under 28.
Right,
She's
right,
24 now.
Just checking.
She's under 24.
She's still got 4 good years.
4 good years
Yeah.
left of doing some Broadway
Is she
stuff.
really on Broadway?
Yeah,
That is
she's in
amazing.
Mamma Mia. She's in Mamma Mia.
Oh, fantastic!
So she a triple
Oh.
threat sing dance act.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she gotten into commercials pretty early.
Got into
and-
commercials early, and then did the movies and stuff.
No stand up though. I've never.
No, the only time she
Yeah.
did stand up was in front of me and her mom. Like, I don't even know who gave it to her. There was Fisher Price made this little comedian microphone thing.
They did
where
not.
it had a stand, it had a microphone and
No.
a stand, and you could do foot pedals, and it would do applause and laughter. And so
I need one of those.
somebody gave her that. And then I came home from the road one time, and her mom goes, she's got a new trick. And she's like 5 or something. And then, so she would come in, and, she's 5, she barely does. She's like, introduce me. I said, what? She goes, introduce me. And then she would go into a closet, and I go, all right, ladies and gentlemen, Sydney. And then she would just come out to people applauding and just wait. That was it. She had no jokes. She just wanted the introduction is all she wanted.
Don't we all? That sounds wonderful.
My favorite part of that is the way your wife said she has an interest.
I have got to get. Do you still have that thing? That would
No, I
be
don't.
a great gift, wouldn't that? That would. I need that to give that to someone for Christmas. I need that. I wonder if they still make it. Do you know what it's called?
I don't know, but they
Instant
have to still make it.
gratification.
Why would you? Why
The
would you
Fisher
stop
Price.
making it?
Fisher Price.
Will
Will
Life is Miserable collection.
age appropriate under 28, basically. Suitable for children under 28.
All right, I remember the joke.
Oh, good. What is it? What is it?
Now there's so much
Yes.
pressure on it, it won't even be fun.
Perfect, yeah.
This is the line. This was the measure. My mom would threaten to kill us on a daily basis, and so when you're 7, you had to take that seriously. You had to say, hey, the crazy woman may have a point. We may have to do what the crazy woman says, because at 7, I'm only going on hearsay that I'm the oldest. That's the line. And if that line gets applause, that's the one where I go, okay, we're good. That's the thing.
Oh, gosh. I'm so glad you remembered it.
I don't even
You've
know
only
why, I
been
don't even
doing
know
it
why I
for 20
remembered
years.
it.
No.
That's the other thing about it.
Gosh. Oh, exciting. So we'll get to see you do some little improv and stuff this weekend.
I'll
But
do
you
some
throw
improv,
some
and I'll
jokes in
do,
there?
and I got to write it and put it together because I have so many other things that are going. The production stuff. We're still doing the West Coast Funnies.
I was going to ask you, Carl's Bad Funnies or no? It's called West Coast Funnies.
So there's so many things. But I will do I'll do some trivia stuff or
Great.
fun facts about Halloween and stuff. There might not be as much of my act in the front end of it. Just I want to keep it thematic.
Yeah.
By the way, that's probably
Halloween,
another
got it.
line that word alone probably gets me
Thematic?
not booked in the States.
Thematic.
Yeah, that. So that, and then I may put together some other stuff. We'll see. But that's what I like to do. Is just keep it in the now.
Right.
Because it's not me. It's not my show. It's Karen's show, and I'm here for support. That's what
Oh,
I
that's
do.
so awesome. But you are funny in your own right, so come and
I'll do
check
some
that
of that.
out.
Be a little-
Tell us
You know
about
what I found out this week? I found out that I am just active enough to maintain a level of obesity. That's what I do. I don't know why.
Really, I think you look great.
I've lost weight. That's
What
why
is-
I look okay.
What
but
does
still.
what is obesity really? I mean, how I don't know.
It's about if we went by that chart that they have in the doctor, the BMI chart, everyone would look like aliens. That's what it would look like if everyone was within the numbers of that chart.
Well, I think it's ridiculous when the nurse or the doc. I got told I was obese, and I'm like, the doctor is like literally 100 pounds more than me. I mean, why is that person telling me to eat
a good
better?
point. That's
You
a good
know, they are. The nurses, the doctors are all chubbos.
Yeah.
I'm like, I look good, man. Let me out of here. I'm gonna eat my little yogurt with aspartame and sugar in it. I like it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you can't eat the yogurt. It has all the sugar in it, you know. That's what they say.
Yeah.
So what can you eat? I don't know.
There's nothing. There's
Fruits and
nothing.
vegetables. The rule is...
Yeah, with just a 1 ear of corn. That's what you get.
Yes, but no razor blades. Come on.
But no razor blades.
Right.
Although, if you eat it, you would lose weight.
You know what? Yeah.
Corn only?
No, the
No,
razor,
the razor blades.
Oh,
Yeah, you would.
that is
lose
true.
it.
That's one way to do it.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. It is. Make it out,
I think
but-
you look great, Lamont.
Oh, well.
And so your show, we do have to plug the West Coast Funnies.
The
It's
West
called
Coast
now.
Funnies still going on 12
Who's
years.
doing
we
your
just
news?
had
I need to
12
come back
years.
and do
Oh,
your
you
news
do need to come
segment.
back and do the news. How much fun was, you came to Temecula, right? You
Yes,
did. That was
yes.
fun. I would love to be able to go back.
So Lamont does, it's like a sketch and news segment and stand-up all wrapped up in one show. It's called the West Coast Funnies. And where is it currently?
It's we're still at home in the Carlsbad Village Theater.
Great.
We're there once a month. We did our 12-year anniversary show October 18th with Mr. James B. Connolly.
Oh,
James B. Connolly
awesome,
came by.
awesome.
And then we got a show coming up in November 15th in Drake Witham. Drake
Oh,
Witham will be there.
yes.
And then we take a break for December because that's holiday party. And we'll be back up again in January with Orny Adams. Orny Adams will be out there.
Funny.
But yeah, it's sketch. It's a combination of SNL and Weekend Update and there's sketch and there's a host. It's like a talk show because after the host does the monologue, he goes over to a desk and the show is run like a talk show from that point. It's a lot of fun.
And you're always having different people come in and out of that
Yeah,
show,
so,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm available if you need me to come back. Look at me, I'm all being. I love doing the news segment, and actually Lamont writes the segments, and it's so good. Have you ever submitted any of that to SNL? Because I think
No, it is just a giant 12-year book because it's a new show every month.
Right.
So and it's me writing the show, so it's a whole just giant file of all these. I was telling Dave that the sketch we did a couple of weeks ago was so it's airport security. And obviously now, because now they're looking for Ebola, it's the beginnings of TSA doing a screening for Ebola. The punchline is that Ebola itself, personified, comes up at the end and obviously gets on. It gets passed right on through. Because they've stopped everything else. Everyone, the guy with the cough, he can't, with it. But Ebola, there's a girl who's dressed and she looks kind of like the Ebola virus type of deal. And she comes up and then they just kind of let her go. But they stop her right before they let her go and go, oh, we can't let you go through with that. And then they go, what is, and she goes, these nail clippers, we got it. And then the sheet goes.
Oh, her name's Ebola Sanchez.
Yeah. Her name was,
They're like,
they look at the thing,
Sanchez,
what's your
got it.
name? Is it Eve? Eve Bola. Eve Bola is her name.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, go check that out at the Carlsbad Funnies. I'm sure they can find information on Lamont Ferguson.
It's there, or westcoastfunnies.com.
Westcoastfunnies.com. Notice
I've got
asked.
I've got all the domains locked up.
Oh, notice how I asked him like 3 times, like, I'm available. And he's like, yeah, no.
You're always
no.
welcome. You're
I'm
always
totally
welcome.
harassing you. Please check that out. And once again, the Twitter is TV Funny
TV
Man.
Funny Man here on
Follow
the Dean
Lamont.
Martin Show.
So, Lamont, with all your experience,
Yes.
we brought 3 new Canadian performers to Jolla. We have
I hope they brought poutine.
we have a segment here at our FlappCast called Punch It Up.
Is that a
where,
euphemism for vagina?
all right.
Have any of you two ever had poutine?
No.
It's amazing.
First question.
He's a virgin.
It's amazing that it has not been here in the States or that it has come here in the States because, like, you hear it and you go, oh, it's French fries with cheese curds and gravy. We're the fattest and we eat anything. And this thing could not be here because it is so delicious and probably so horrible for you, and yet it is absolutely delightful
We
to
need a
be eating.
poutine truck,
We do need a
right?
poutine. That'd be great.
The food truck could drive up.
Oh, man.
Ding, 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 ding,
Oh,
poutine.
that'd be great.
It'd be really popular.
I really think
here.
the name would sell it. Who wants a poutine?
And then afterwards, you do get laid.
Right.
Basically, you get to eat the
But
food
because
truck
you've eaten the
food and then-
poutine, you're farting too much, and it's
Right. Maybe only
So-
once. It's a one-time only.
Exactly.
All right, it's time for Punch It Up.
You should
Let's
never
do
eat
this.
poutine before you have your poutine. That's just
Oh, gosh. Okay, so it's time for the Poutine Punch It Up today. We've got 3 comics today.
So
Yes, we do.
What we're going to do is we're going to bring on some comedians. They're going to do 3 minutes for us right there
Okay.
in this uncomfortable, awkward situation, which
Perfect.
they love, but
Right.
they do great at it. And then they're going to come over and talk to us on the couch, and we're going to ask them a little bit, see if we can't give them some tags, some ideas, and
I like it.
maybe punch up their stuff. Cool?
I like it. I like
So,
the helping aspect.
Yes.
You know, that's what I was told. I don't want to, but not to name drop, because this is what this can help.
Who helped you?
George Lopez. George Lopez did more for me in my career than anyone else, and he really didn't do much, but it's just the fact that he offered and he helped. And so we were working together. This was before the George Lopez show, and we were working together. And he said at the end of the week, he said, "Hey, Lamont, I've never heard of you yet. You've been doing this for quite a while." And I said, "Yeah, I've been doing it for a while." So he took a comment card, he wrote his name and his home phone number on there, and he gave it to me. And he said, "Call me. I'd like to work together." He said, "The only difference between you and me is that someone helped me, and you can't make it in this business unless someone helps you." And I thought, "Oh, okay, that's cool." So I always thought about that, and I always like willing to do
I
that.
believe that.
Turn off the AC. Oh,
Anyway, sorry. We
Always wanted to give back
That's so
to the
cool.
kids.
Well, then here's your chance.
All right, I'm ready.
I hope they're under 28. No.
Yeah, otherwise, just stop.
Who's first,
Okay,
Joshua?
first up we have Sam Morrison, ladies and gentlemen.
Sam Morrison. All right.
Thank you. I am a black belt in karate. I'm actually not, but you see how unimpressed you were when I said that? That's what I wish black belts knew. Nobody cares, so shut up already. Have you ever seen a black belt do anything cool, ever? No, they just tell you they got one. Like a black belt would be really useful in a fight with 10 other people, but they're the first ones to say fighting isn't the answer. Well, why did you get a black belt? You know, that would be like going to medical school for 10 years and then writing a self-help book instead of practicing medicine. Whenever I see somebody with an unfinished tattoo on their forearm, I've got questions. What happened? Did you run out of money? You know, did halfway through the tattoo, did you finally decide to get your life in order? Just tell the guy, stop, stop, stop. I can't go through life with a giant koi fish and skull on my forearm. I saw in the news recently, people are protesting and burning American flags in the Middle East. Why is that news anymore? Of course they're protesting. What I'm wondering is where the hell are they getting all the American flags? Is there an American gift shop in downtown Syria? And just imagine that manager. Okay, guys, listen, it's going to be a busy weekend. Obama's about to give a speech. We need to order twice as many flags, and it looks like we're running low on unleaded. I hate talking to nerds about movies. You know, I just told my roommate I saw the last Batman movie. First thing he says was, "That was a waste of money. That was a piece of shit movie." Why would you say that? Well, for first, that's not even how it really happened. What really happened? It's Batman. None of it ever happened. Well, in the comic book, okay, just stop. I bought a new laptop recently. I don't know how to use it. I honestly feel like I have a $1,300 clock that just happens to fold in half. Here's what I do know. All laptop computer speakers suck. You know, they are never loud enough to hear anything you want to hear, but they are always too loud for porn. I tried to set up a Facebook page for my grandmother, and the hardest part about this was explaining to her the features. I said, "Look, Mom, this is the news feed. This is where you go, and I can see what all of my friends are doing today." Why would you want to do that? How do you explain Facebook to an 84-year-old woman? I just said, look, I go to the news feed to see what my friends are doing the same way you go to the obituaries to see what your friends are doing. Thank you very much.
Yeah, come on over. Bring that microphone with you. Yeah, come and chitty chat
thank
with us.
you.
How are you, Sam?
I'm wonderful, thank you. How are you?
So I know Sam. He is been one of our students, and he runs a student open mic here at Flappers. But I don't know a lot about you personally. How long have you been doing comedy?
I'm back in it about 9 months right now.
Oh.
I did it years ago, and then I got derailed with alcohol and other issues. So I got cleaned up. Now I'm sober, several years, and I'm back.
He just blows that off like, just a little thing called alcohol. Well,
Yeah.
welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Cool. Lamont, do you want to start or?
Okay, sure.
Yeah,
I guess
I mean,
I'll
I
start.
think so.
I enjoyed it. It was powerful, funny. I'm the Paul Abdul of comedy. That's what I am.
Oh, that's great.
It was great. It had jokes and everything. The timing was nice. Here's a. I love the black. I love the open. The open was perfect because it kind of establishes exactly who you are and what it is you're going. It's that definition of character type of deal that goes on that we talk about in comedy that no one other than comics care about. Here was the thing I had about this on the black belt thing. I thought of a kind of a tie-in way because you said it's like someone going to med school. The idea that if you wanted to kind of tidy up the tie-in to both of them, that because at black belt they have a black belt but they never want to fight. Right. I mean, like if someone goes to med school, you said they write a self-help, but if someone goes to med school, but they never ever help anyone. Never help. Okay. Like we need a doctor.
They don't want to operate.
Right, exactly. No one's no doctor. Because you said that the black belt guy says that fighting isn't the answer. Right. There's an opportunity in there to call back the same thing with the doctor. They go, we need a doctor. Like medicine isn't the answer. You know, that type of deal on it. But
that's like a doctor who goes to med school and then works at Kaiser, basically.
So, but other than that, man, I really enjoyed it. Good.
I had some ideas on the karate too. I thought that if you're doing the black belt, then you could also make some comparisons to the yellow belt or the other belts. Now, the yellow belt guys, they actually work in restaurants, or I mean, there's something. Sure. If you're gonna touch black, I would do the other colors. I think it was funny. My only question is, are you?
Save that part of the tape, please. That
Yeah?
part where
What?
you said if you're ever gonna touch black, I'd do the rest of the other colors. Just bring that out and just take that part out and lift that up. Put that on a loop for me.
I told the line. Josh says I go there and then get right over it. All right. Do you do karate yourself?
No, I'm just sick of MMA, and every other second I'm seeing a shirt or hearing somebody talk about it. It's like, who cares?
Right.
I don't anyway.
So I think that I missed that a little bit, that maybe you want to give us a little bit of that setup, possibly,
Okay.
only because I didn't quite understand what your stance was on it, and maybe if I did, then I would probably understand a little more, because I'm thinking, is he a black belt? Does he know karate? Well, why are you talking about this?
Sure.
That was just my, note on that. Also, the laptop stuff, that's hilarious. A clock that folds, that's great. I thought that was a really good joke. And then my other idea was on the tattoo. Just when you want to ask people about what, the tattoos. Mm-hmm. I just thought maybe even starting it off simpler, like the first thing I ask is, why? Or give some emotional. Again, kind of like what I was saying about the karate, I'm not sure what your stance is exactly. So if you just start critiquing people about their tattoos, then I'm like, well, why? Did you have one? Did you have it removed? I don't know. My mind started asking a few more questions.
Okay.
But I thought just maybe the first answer or the first question is why? Something like that. Anyway, Josh?
My notes were for nothing you did per se, because all the jokes were very solid. I mean, solid setups, solid tags. The only thing I would suggest is that whenever, if this was part of a longer set, or if you're doing a set where maybe we've never seen you before, I would want to see you open with something that identifies more who you are, that really firmly establishes the point of view. I mean, the easiest example is, bar reps, Sam and Drew, and one's got Tourette's and the other one's got a stutter, and they have to acknowledge that at the beginning, because you can't not go up there and... So, but I mean, the good thing about that is that you remember them because kind of they're opening with that one thing about them.
I loved what you said a minute ago, how, like, I'm just doing comedy, and there was alcohol, and this and that, even if you just said something a little bit more like that to give us a context on why you're talking about all these other things. That's all. In a short set, I think Josh is right, that it helps give us a little more identity on who Sam Morrison is.
And it's like almost like if I were designing the order of the set for you. Let's say you were doing 10 minutes. All this would be great in the middle, but I'd want something in the beginning that was a little bit more personal, and then something in the end that would, whatever your big closer. But all this, not to say that this was weak per se.
No.
It's just, yeah.
When you're ordering, it's sort of difficult when you're ordering. Like in this case, I might have put the laptop joke first, only because it gives us a little idea of where your psyche is
Right.
and your joke structure, and then sets it up a little.
That's
But
interesting.
the
Yeah,
fun.
that's
I
weird
don't know.
because I got out of that exactly what you guys are saying. I got out of that what he did. Like when he said, "I have a black belt." Okay, I'm sucked in because where you're going, and then he says, "No, I don't." But do you see how? Then yeah, I understood. I got what it is. So it's interesting because I got the fact of that. When you said, "Do you see how annoying that is?" Then I'm like, all right, yeah, I get it. I understand the fact that, yeah, you're upset by the fact that people say this. And the fact that if you started a set with that you're upset by this, that kind of establishes you're going to be the upset guy, really is what it looks like. And that's what his set was. It was, look, this bothers me, that bothers me, this bothers me, that bothers me. So it was consistent in my eyes as to that character that I saw within the first two sentences. But I also understand what they're saying, but I saw what the definition
Well,
was.
so
and stuff,
Sam is a smart comic.
Maybe that's a lot.
I need to go to Canada.
Enjoy Canada, my
They don't
friend.
get me a
Follow
flapper.
him on.
You enjoy
Get
Canada,
somewhere. Sam Morrison, thanks
Thank you
so
very much.
I hope
Appreciate
that's helpful for you. All right.
And,
Well, you see?
So for doing Punch It Up, by the way, you do get a free can of the poutine. Is that?
Oh,
Oh,
right.
yes.
The,
Let's get yourself
is
some
it here?
poutine. Get
Or-
Does it come in cans?
Some-
Now?
No,
Okay,
it's
we
not.
need to make
Yes.
it.
Sometimes it comes in a cardboard box.
Cardboard box.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
my
Is
God.
it expensive?
No,
Oh.
not really.
And it's
Like what,
poutine?
$7?
Poutine. Yeah, like $7.
Look it up. Google it.
Yeah.
Poutine.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
The
Come
place
on.
that, oh man, I want to open for, it's Smokes. It's a place called Smokes Poutineery. Oh my God. Oh my God. Smokes Poutineery.
Sounds sexy.
I would give up comedy. I would make so much money hand
Poutineery.
over fist if I had a Smokes Poutineery franchise. Oh my God.
You can't even get it here.
No, that's the
right?
problem.
Not at
No.
all. Anywhere.
You know what? There are some
None.
places because I've heard Robert Sacre, who is a Laker, Los Angeles Laker, he's a Canadian. He says there's a place in Huntington Beach that actually specializes in Canadian food. So, which really is only poutine. There's
Right.
nothing else that's Canadian food, but they have that there. So I saw that. And then what's the place? The Slater's 50/50. They have poutine there as well.
Oh.
But of course, it's bacon. It's
Oh,
it's really
it's not.
they don't put it.
Poutineery. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm adding that to the.
Get yourself a smoked
That should be in
poutineery.
every tweet that we do for the next week. Just poutineery.
All right, let's keep it going. Who's
All right,
our
guys, next meeting,
victim?
come to
I mean,
stage.
comedian.
Keep it going for Dex Carvey.
How's everyone doing? We doing good? We're live in Flappers. We're having a good time. I am from San Francisco originally. I love San Francisco, and I live in West Hollywood. And I thought I knew what gay pride was about, being from San Francisco. But West Hollywood's on another level. They are turned up. Like, when we had gay pride 2 months ago, there was like 500,000 people in my neighborhood. So, like, before I get into some jokes, I have like a roster of some other pride festivals coming up in the next month. So if I could share those with you, that'd be awesome. So on November 1st, we have I'm Straight, but I Have Questions, Pride Day. Gonna be really fun, good music. It's down in San Diego. Definitely gonna be going. And next one, we have November 5th, we have I Have Gay Sex, but Who Hasn't, Pride Day. Also really cool. That one's in Sherman Oaks. Really good music at that one. And on December 1st, we have You Wrecked My Rectum, and If You Fist Me Again, I'll Kill You, Pride Day. That one's a little weird. The cops came last week, but it was really fun, guys. So give it up for gay pride. It's all good. I have tattoos. It's cool, but like, I've been thinking about this for a while. I don't know if you guys can agree, but like, I'm not built for jail. Just not built for jail. I'm just too small, too short, which is why I was thinking, like, the first thing you should see when you go into a jail is a this tall to ride sign. Like at Six Flags. And then if you're not tall enough, you go to a different part of the jail. But they just put everyone in the same place. I'm just saying, like, right now in LA County, there's a tiny guy like me surrounded by a bunch of badass motherfuckers just going, who has time to pay for parking tickets when you practice a vegan lifestyle? Right, gentlemen? The hell is that guy supposed to do? The only thing saving him from getting ravished in the shower is his personal policy on animal cruelty. Just imagine. Pick up the soap, boy. Unfortunately, Crazy Dave, I cannot, because I am 99% sure that soap's been tested on animals. Let's build the sign, guys. Let's build a sign. I was watching this show earlier today. Have you guys heard the show? It's called Long Island Medium. If you guys haven't heard the show, it's about a lady in Long Island. She talks to the dead, helps people mourn over their dead family members. You know, I know that show is not real, though, because the medium is always talking about something really obscure. Like, let me give you an example. So I'm the medium. You guys would be the family, the dead guy up here somewhere. Okay. So it's always just like this, just like, okay, I'm locking in, okay, wow, really strong reading, this is great, okay, he's speaking to me right now, okay. Something about a flannel blanket under a Ford Focus. I'm just like, look, like if I'm trying to like talk to my family and I'm dead, the only thing I'm saying is just, heaven is real, I'm getting a blowjob from Amelia Earhart, heaven is real. You know, why am I talking about my watch in a drawer? It makes no sense. It's a good show though. I like the show, I still watch it. I want to try some new stuff on you guys because this is a cool opportunity. So like horror movies, you know, like I'm not really a big fan of horror movies. They've gotten really scary, but like back in the 50s, like they weren't really scary at all. Like they just changed a lot in the last 50 years. Like, do you guys remember the movie The Blob? You know, like the song, the soundtrack to The Blob was literally just like, the blob, it creeps, it crawls, the blob. It's just like, and now like in like 2002, like horror movies just like, rah, rah, rah. It's like, holy shit, everything's popping out on you. You just can't watch them. But you know what has not changed since horror movies began, is the people in them are still completely unaware of the hell that's about to be unleashed on their lives. Every horror movie is always someone unboxing boxes in a new house, and they're just like, honey, how did this creepy doll get in here? No one knows? Well, might as well put it on the shelf. And then they're just all dead within 30 minutes, every single time. But, yeah, going back to San Francisco, I was just like, it's a liberal place, you know what I mean? Like a lot of like my friends, like they talk to their parents like they're their best friend. I was raised kind of more old-fashioned, you know what I mean? But like, I can't imagine talking to my parents like they're best friend. But I'd go to my friend Kenny's house and we'd like go up to his dad and he'd be like, Dad, listen, last night totally smashed, just shot after shot at Cuervo. Got super hammered, got my finger lost in a tranny, didn't even know what happened, took 6 unmarked pills. I got in my car, thank God Dad didn't have my keys, because, you know, it's just every single time. How do you talk to your parents like that? Guys, thank you. That's all from you. Oh, wait, can I try one more? Is that all right? One last one? Okay, cool.
One more.
I'll try this final one for you guys. So yeah, 90s kid, you know, grew up watching the Berenstain Bears, right? Like, I love those books. My mom, like, read those books to me all the time. Read those books recently. Whoever wrote those books absolutely hated men. Hated men. Let me explain. It was all in the titles. Papa Bear was always getting berated. Bear-rated. No pun intended. But guys, so seriously, focus. Books 1 and 2, the titles was Mama Bear Sits Papa Bear Down. Mama Bear Teaches Papa Bear a Lesson. By like book 6 and 7, it was like Papa Bear Skips Bail. Papa Bear gets aggressive and moves into a small apartment. I'm like, what's going on with these books? Like the last book, book 13, the title is simply Mama Bear Buys a Strap-On and Shows Papa Bear the What's What. So I don't know, they're a little weird. The books were a little weird. Guys, thank you very much. Thank you.
Grab that mic and come on over and chat with us. Nice work.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dex.
Thank you.
Cool. Wow, very energetic and youthful. Are you under 28?
I am, yeah.
You're in the prime of your life.
23,
right?
yeah.
Oh.
Don't know anything. Yeah.
Enjoy it. No, it's great. Do you want to start, Lamont? Or?
How long have you been doing stand-up?
I've been doing stand-up for 6 months. Very new, yeah.
What got you into it?
My brother over there has been doing stand-up for about 1.5 years, and I was just tired of him always talking about punchlines and callbacks, and I had no idea what he was talking about, so finally I just did a mic, and I just absolutely liked it. Yeah, I loved it. So just been, going steady for about 6 months now. So yeah, I'm really fresh, but yeah.
I like the energy, like you said, like Barb said, I enjoy the energy, and as a young man's view, I like what you're saying as far as because you're talking about your life experiences, which is very important, and that's what the kids are doing these days. I don't know if you realize that, Barb. That's what the kids are doing.
Really? I don't know kids.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you what the kids are doing. My only thought would be on set structure. That would be my thing on that. Now I know you were doing some new stuff here, but just to keep in mind that set structure is the big deal. Now the way that your set is exactly what Barb and Josh were talking about as far as. I would move that tattoo joke up front. I don't know if in your regular set that's what the normal thing is, but that would be the open on the set. If I were looking at your set, that would be the first, because that is the hello. That is the hello, and then kind of build from there. That would be my thought on that.
And you have tattoos.
I do.
And my thought on that, I had a little tag idea on that.
Yeah.
You talked about what you said, built for jail. But
Yeah.
what are you built for then?
Oh, okay.
Like you're not built for jail.
That's-
You're built for jungle gyms, or I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. That's
Maybe
great.
just a different way to go at it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Right. So I always like to look at that other angle of what am I built for then?
Okay, cool.
Also, I am confused.
I think he's built for Yelp, I want to
He's
say.
built for
Built for Yelp. Oh, there you go.
That's
There you go.
funny.
Yeah.
Built for Tumblr. You could use any of those young social
Okay.
media. That's funny.
Nice.
And then I thought, Lamont, I like what Lamont's saying too, because it is when you have a physical thing like that, it kind of helps
Right.
to bring it up. I also thought on the what dead person, I like the Halloween, what the dead person is saying in the Long Island medium stuff. Maybe it's more, you went a lot for the sex stuff, which,
Right.
when you first start doing comedy, everyone does it because it's an easy laugh.
Oh,
But
yeah.
there's so much more funnier, just like we said, built for Yelp is even funnier than built for blowjobs. Or
Right,
whatever.
right.
I mean, even though that it sounds fun, but what the dead person is saying, I wanted to go to that. Maybe the dead person's saying like, "Hey, buddy, where's that $20 you owe me?" Or
Okay.
something. I love that concept.
No, I get
though,
it. Yeah, yeah.
But there's
Do I get a copy of these as well?
yeah, are you recording? You,
I am recording. Okay, I'm recording. Yeah, yeah.
just ideas.
Asked for a copy, and you almost said to him, "Are you writing right now?" That's pretty much it.
Write this down, damn it. Somebody write for him. Anyway, that was what came to my mind. Build out that scenario of it'll help you, that dead person up there, literally build out something in your life where if you were to come back and say to somebody, "Hey, you owe me that $20 and you stole my fucking girlfriend," or
Right.
whatever. Just think of what that scenario is, because that real stuff is really funny.
Okay.
Are you gay?
I'm not gay.
Okay, I'm just asking. So, if you're talking a lot about gay issues, this is just, I'm a fag hag, so I can say this. All my friends are gay. I think we just need a little of your stance
Yeah.
on whether you are or aren't.
I think what I try to do
possibly.
is saying I was from San Francisco, but that might not be enough, though.
Well, does that mean if you say you're from San Francisco, I might think you're gay?
Yeah, okay,
Just
that's true. Yeah, I think then I need to make it more. If it's not clear, then it's not
Sorry,
clear.
Lamont.
Yeah, no, that's true.
But
yeah.
just because you're from, I'm thematically, whatever.
Ooh, that's nice.
But it's true.
Poutineery.
I just
That doesn't even fit.
right. But like once I say, for example, that I'm, my friends are, this sounds horrible too, but he's a new comic, so I'm going to go there. But, not to say, oh, all my friends are gay, so I can talk about being gay.
Right.
But by at least introducing that, I'm a fag hag, you now know where I'm coming from.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
Yeah.
so then I have a little bit of license to talk about that, versus sometimes it can come off as gay bashing.
No, yeah, don't want to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I didn't get that completely, but
Right.
just I'm suggesting that you give us a little more about why you're talking about those gay things. That's
Got it.
all. And then when you go to the fist, I liked the names of the festivals, but again, maybe challenge you not to go with just fucking fisting.
No, that's
stuff
very
like
dirty,
that.
very dirty line.
Well, but
Yeah.
there's way funnier ones. Like, I like the concept of it. Like, you could be like psychologically distraught by none of my gay friends think I'm handsome festival. You know?
Right,
Or
yeah.
just go into more about, there's so much more to being gay than just,
Yeah.
fisting. Whatever.
I feel like that's the name of a book.
Anyway,
Right there.
that was-
There's so much more to
we
gay than
have-
fisting.
we have so little time, so it's
We can get
hard.
that on tape, read by Sean Connery. That'd be fantastic.
Oh, yes.
And
So much more to being gay.
did you write that one down?
Oh, that's beautiful.
You can have
that's
that
beautiful.
one, obviously. Anyway, and have fun with those. All right. I also did want
Give me a
to,
chance to review your briefs.
Joshua, what do you have?
This
I had it. Yeah, I had your.
this is a note that let me put it this way. Who's your dad?
Dana Carvey.
Oh,
I have a bunch of stuff on that. That's one of the best things that you've told me. No, I gotta talk about my life, but
She was the one.
Yeah.
It was
It's
actually coming from
my,
her that
it's
I
my
told.
notes,
Okay.
but not for today. But because I was trying to work. Here's the thing: if your name is Carvey and people recognize your name, I think it's helpful to address it.
No, I agree. And
Yeah.
you've seen my. I
Yes,
do have a
yes.
bunch of stuff on that.
Yeah.
But like I think the way I want to make sure that I do it in a way that's like funny and it's not like all about that, you know.
Well, you
but
know
do
that,
enough. There
that
seems
joke
like that's
you do about your dad dropping you off at school?
Yeah.
Or isn't that?
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Right. This is a really fine, tricky line because I know I know so many kids of comedians and they don't want to talk about it at all.
Right.
Right? And
You know, then I would say is do it at the end.
Right.
Don't do it at the beginning, because then obviously that becomes the whole shadow and stuff that's over.
Right.
Do it at the end. Do it as almost as an after. Oh, by the way,
Right.
not to say it that way, but that's the approach that it has to be delivered by. On the fact that now, then the front half, you've already established who you are,
And you're getting
nobody
laughs.
knows anything, and you've got laughs.
Yeah.
And then this thing at the end, then it also just adds the jokes at the end, and then you walk.
and
off.
people
Cool.
will be like, ah!
I got it. Yeah.
So
Go to the end. Yeah.
there,
I can see both sides too of, you know, you don't want to be in the shadow.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, totally.
But on the other, but I think I would say that it's good to be able to do both because, you know, no one else has that point of view.
Yeah.
Like that's something that's so unique. I can't do jokes about being the son of, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And I understand. I feel like I've definitely met people that find it really hard to talk about their dad, I guess, if it's someone that's like also a comic. I actually don't mind because it is a big part of my life and there's a lot of hilarious stories in it. It's just doing it in a way, I want to do it in a way that doesn't make it all about that.
Right.
yep.
So I think what you said is probably
Yeah.
pretty smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
At the end.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, you're hilarious in your own right. You have
Thank you very much.
a fun, happy sensibility about you and
Thank you.
playfulness, which is sometimes hard to get. Comics get so serious.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Open mics.
And
Yeah.
I could keep going.
All right.
6 months, you got a long road ahead if you're interested in the long term.
Yeah. No,
But,
it's been fun. Yeah.
yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I
Thank
hope it
you
was
guys.
helpful.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. Appreciate
What
it.
do we got? We have another.
We have one more, guys. Keep it going for Tom Carvey.
What? Tom Carvey. No. Well, he doesn't have a choice about talking about it or not up front.
What's up, gang? How are you? Good to see you guys. So it's all new material? All new? Okay, got it. Yeah, no, I just got back I was at Vegas this week. I was at the Orleans. It was great. They say you're supposed to stay, hydrated in Vegas. So I took my prostitute in the shower. Ow! Well, I had to do one. I had to do one of those. All right.
Fisting again?
I had to do one. Okay. No. I don't know what this is about, but the only women who hit on me after my comedy shows are cougars. I don't know what it is. You give a 47-year-old 4 glasses of Merlot and I become Tom Jones. I'm like, ladies, slow down. This 21-year-old beefcake's gonna take his time. You know what? I may be a humongous slab of beefcake, but I've got feelings too. So have another glass of Chardonnay and go blow Alex Trebek. Thank you. There's at my house across the street. Oh, I'm getting all tangled up over here. At my house across the street, there's a flute player who's like a street musician. And I see this dude every day, and it had me thinking, like, there was a time in history when it was someone's job to play the flute and march into gunfire. It must have been awkward, like assigning the jobs, like, all right, Daniel Boone, we're going to give you a rifle. Billy Bob, we're going to give you a rifle. And Sebastian, we're going to give you a flute. And the guy's like, guys, can I, so let me just get this straight. You guys have rifles to protect yourselves, and I have a wind instrument? Is that what's going on here? So, I guess we'll acknowledge the element. I worked on this. This is for you, Josh. My dad's Dane Carvey. We all put this together now. Yeah, surprise.
What?
Yeah, no. It's weird being a comedian and having him be who he is, because every show I do, and it will happen every single time, some dude will always come up to me and go, "Oh man, you're Dana's son? Oh, Master Disguise must be like your favorite movie ever." It's like, no, Master Disguise is like watching a bad home video. A home video where your dad hooks up with someone who isn't your mom. Halloween's coming around right now. Halloween was always fucking weird as a kid because like Garth was like one of the biggest Halloween costumes behind the Scream mask. Like, you know how like terrible that is as a kid, where you ring on the doorbell and the guy who answers is dressed as your dad. And he's like, "Party on!" And I'm like, "Therapy, Lexapro." All right, I guess we'll end it there.
All right, Tom. Now you're the older one.
No, I'm the younger one.
Oh, you're the younger one, and you've been doing comedy longer though,
Yeah,
right?
I think I'm at like 2 years now.
Oh,
About that.
wow.
So, yeah.
Okay. Great. Well, a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
I heard about you. You didn't come. I haven't seen you perform yet. When the
Oh yeah. No, I
Your
was on
brother
the
came.
on the road when they. had that
Ah,
thing,
you're
so.
busy, so you're touring all over. And
It was my first comedy tour ever. It was a lot of fun. Went just up towards Seattle and Washington, and then worked our way back down the coast. It was right by Canada, actually.
it's
Yeah.
just below,
Yeah.
right?
Seattle's one of the 8 places I played.
Ah, Seattle.
That's a great
They're
city.
smart
It's
there.
great. It's
You
actually
know I
known
have
as
to
being
go there.
the smartest city in America.
Wow, so such playfulness and fun too, really. I think it just puts the audience at ease that you're so silly and fun.
Thank
I
you.
mean, seriously, I love playfulness. I mean, I always remind comics when we're teaching classes, play, and you have that already. So, what's your process on joke structure? Do you actually write and, or do you record and listen to them?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just
No,
curious.
I just kind of try and keep track of everything, every little thought I get and stuff, and then I really struggle with writing jokes, like a joke, like classic misdirection. I work really hard at it, but I'm not very good at it. I do much better in writing more like in sketch ideas and stuff, and that's
Yeah.
what I'm trying to go more into. I feel like just the Carveys as a family, we're more sketch players who are pretending to be stand-ups rather than just joke guys.
I thought your act outs were very strong, yeah. When
Thank
you
you.
did go into them, I definitely think I would pursue that as well. I liked that a lot about you. I love the Civil War thing, or the drum flute.
Thank you.
My idea was to add drum. Like maybe do 3, because it's so funny. I know you did sort of classic where you went rifle, flute, which is fine. That could work. But I just saw the vision of maybe a skirt, you wear the, what's it called?
Kilt?
Kilt. But they wore, or you wear the banner, the sash.
The sash?
Yes, I'm trying to make fun of the outfits.
Oh, the outfits.
Not just like rifle, drum, or you get the drum.
I'm curious, what
Yeah.
war is
You
in
get-
your mind right now that there's kilt? I've heard-
You know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing the outfit for some reason. I don't know.
It was a very popular war. A lot of people don't remember this. It was Daniel Boone. It was William Wallace. Look, they all fought next to each other for crying out loud.
It sounds like that episode of Star Trek where they got all the people from history and they
Fucking history is off. But no. Okay, forget. But I saw drum in there. I just wanted maybe
Yeah,
one
you're
more.
right.
Like one instead of the rifle flute, maybe do rifle, drum.
Yeah,
flute.
it's brand new, so I'm still trying to figure
Yeah.
out what direction I'm going to take it in and all
But
that.
the
But
wind instrument part was hilarious.
Thank you.
That is really funny.
I think there's some good tags on that is by doing some research on famous
clothing.
flute music and concertos and composers. Like, what do you want me to throw at him? Chopin? Is that really?
No, what do you always play on the flute? It's the worst. It's like
There's the Pied
hang
Piper.
down your head, Tom Dooley.
What, again, why do we have to go there? Why?
I think I like the angle on the fact. First of all, I'm going to address the obvious thing. Is that must have been incredible growing up with Dex Carvey as your brother. That's the obvious angle I'm going with.
That's a fun joke. That's a great one.
The other thing is the fact that the angle of historical stuff is just right. That's an angle that can be delved into a lot. There's so many layers on that. My first thought when you were giving out the positions of the people is one. if you're fighting, most likely those guys all knew how to use a rifle, but if you just throw the flute, it's like that guy doesn't know how to play the flute. So it's like he's so busy saying, I don't know how to play the flute. You won't be playing for long. I mean, it's really, that's the point.
Yeah.
You're going into war.
Yeah.
It won't even matter how long you did. Just at one note, you're dead, you're that guy.
And aren't you supposed to be quiet
And
anymore?
make sure-
there's
try to
so
protect
many
the flute.
elements. There's so many elements to it, yeah. Whistleblower, on the flute.
Yeah.
I mean, Josh is right. A good trick that I like to do is when I'm talking about writing about a certain subject is I'll just go and literally use a thesaurus or brainstorm all the terminology around it without writing jokes, but just to see all the funny words that are in there. And then don't even worry about the joke yet, but then you can just pull those together and start to really craft something.
Like,
Yeah.
for instance, flutinery.
He did not go there.
Also, I think
Did we actually
the
do
idea that why was there a flute in the isn't a part of war in the stealth? Like that would be the opposite, the
Yep.
absolute opposite of anything that's stealthy is a guy with the.
We like this topic, in case you couldn't tell.
Yeah, no, I was super happy when I.
There's a lot there.
Yeah.
And-
I don't think I've ever seen a flute or just a musical instrument on the battlefield bit.
No.
Yeah.
Another good way to bring it around too is, because I'm assuming this guy playing the flute outside your apartment is annoying. Can we get him shipped off
Oh,
Afghanistan?
that'll be
Can
a great.
we-
Yeah, no, I'll close
Can
out
we
with that.
re-implement that?
Yeah. That'll
Get
be,
them against ISIS, please. Just
That'll be a great closer. Yeah.
Speaking of in the research thing, I mean, I don't want to be smart and technical on this, but it was technically called a fife.
Yeah, yeah.
Five?
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't.
wow.
Man knows his stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, no,
I'll be in Toronto. See.
Was it? Wow.
I was thinking about doing that, but no one
feel
knows what a
dumb.
fife
I
is.
feel dumb. Well, but you can explain it. That's in not without. I'm not saying like teachy,
no.
teachery like, but that is a fun way to introduce that kind of stuff.
And oftentimes an explanation of something becomes
You can
another
make
joke.
it up.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be the right
The technical
explanation.
term was five. I'm alone. Something.
I thought the cougar bit was good too.
Yeah.
Just watch. My only note, it was very minute, but if you're in joke structure, you when you came back and talked about, you were so clear on the vision of the Merlot. Like I saw that woman. I would love to see an act out of the cougars and the things they say to you. I mean, that was so funny because most of the women in the audience watching you are probably them. Like say me. I'm that age, right? And so if you do an impersonation of them, they'll eat it up. I would love to see that.
Okay.
The Chardonnay, you were talking about
that's
Merlot,
right.
and then you said Chardonnay.
Yeah.
So be real careful. Do you know what I'm talking about? You were
You mean say Merlot twice? Yeah, because I put that there because I didn't want to say Merlot twice because
Oh,
I felt like it would weaken the punchline.
no, I think
you
you
guys think-
lost me on it.
You guys would think Merlot twice then. So
Or something harder, maybe.
what other kind? Yeah, those are the only two wines I know. I don't know any other. Yeah. What else?
Sangria. No, I'm
Sangria?
kidding. No, I'm joking. Sangria. A wine spritzer, or but we want to go worse words and worser. Champagne is kind of a wine.
You mean worse in terms of higher, increasing
Yes.
alcohol content?
Yes,
So Merlot, Champagne, Jack Daniels
right.
would be the
That's what I
direction.
was thinking. But
Merlot, Champagne, gasoline.
they start with wine, but they end up with martinis.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. There was something there, but that threw me off a little bit. I wasn't sure. I don't know why it stood out, but Chardonnay stood out. So I would have to look at that written and see if I could tweak that a little. Master Disguise was funny too, and the Garth Halloween. And actually, I like the way you did it. You did it at the end, and it was great.
Can I say one thing? You said in the beginning that you feel weaker on like the misdirection, and you feel stronger on the sketch stuff. I would actually disagree. I think you're very good at
I thought the
misdirection.
jokes were
Thank you.
And here's why. But I think what it is there's literal misdirection, kind of like the one that he did with, I know it must have been hard being the brother of Dex Carvey.
Yeah.
But there's also, and I think the term for it is reframing, where, and you did it automatically by saying, people come to my door dressed as Garth, dressed as my dad. So it's kind of, it's also a misdirection, but it's not as literal. It's more of a metaphorical thing. I'm doing a very bad job explaining it because I can tell by the expression on everyone's face.
Kilt. It's called a kilt. No, I'm kidding.
But
Are
basically,
you
it's,
saying you liked what he did?
right? No, I'm saying that it's the same thing. It's just, in other words, it's a kind of misdirection where you say, everyone else sees this, I see that. And by reframing it, that's also a misdirection. So I just would say, I would caution you on saying you're not very good at something that you're actually.
How much time do you do?
On the road I was doing 20, but it is a stretch 20. I'd say I'm really I love doing 10 minutes is my really where I'm good at right now, and then I'm working up to 15 and then.
Great.
Yeah.
It's good to be honest about your time,
Yeah, really.
especially early. And you have tattoos too.
I know, it's a millennial thing, we all have
Is
them. Yeah, everyone
What-
in my generation.
I had no idea.
Really?
Every single one of your, and did you
What the
get,
kids are doing.
really? What does
Yeah.
yours say?
10,000 hours.
And what does that mean?
It represents the amount of time it's going to take to get it removed. No, all right, okay. No, it's a,
Awesome.
no, it's, set me up with that one. No, it's a Malcolm Gladwell book about mastering art forms and stuff, and it was a Princeton study on, I believe it was trumpet players, and they looked at the amount of hours they'd done, for the ones who were the best at it was about 10,000.
Wow. And no one getting a tattoo would actually know what that means, right?
Yeah, no one told me, because it was for comedy, no one told me you were supposed to put in the 10,000 hours and then get the tattoo. So,
Do you think the tattoo artist had done 10,000 hours of tattooing before he did that?
yeah,
Really?
I hope so.
That sounds like a scam all around now, is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, Tom, thank you so much
Yeah,
for
thanks so
joining
much for
us.
having
I hope
me.
you
I
had fun
appreciate it.
today,
Yeah.
and we'll see you here at Flappers
Thank you. Yeah.
soon. Please come back.
Yeah, no,
A
absolutely.
pleasure.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Wow.
all three performers will be getting a coupon to the Poutineery.
Yes,
Nice.
free poutine for
Get yourself-
everyone.
get yourself some double-
Get that
Double
tattooed.
pork poutine. It's delicious. It's bacon and shredded pork.
Maybe we'll need to have it as a special this weekend now.
gotta-
I'll ask
you
the
gotta
chef
get- you guys
if
gotta
maybe
get-
he'll whip
oh,
up a
man.
little. Yes.
Don't ask the chef.
He'll
he
make
knows
some
about poutine.
Mexican poutine. It's a special version just for you.
I like the way that he slid that millennial term in there. I'm
Yes.
bothered by the fact that people just dropped words that were just made up in we all know what they meant. The media started that. I had no idea. I have a 140 IQ. I have no idea what that guy was talking about, whether he's slipping millennials in, and then everyone just jumps on the bandwagon oh yeah, we all know this word. No, you don't. You just made it up. Stop.
We've run out of time in our amazing podcast today, but you can come down and see Lamont Ferguson with Karen Rontowski this weekend at Flappers Burbank.
That's right.
In our
Get to know what happens. You'll get to see what happens in your life.
Yes, come and find out what
find
your
out.
future is.
And we'll be laughing with you, hopefully.
Yes, and it's called the Supernatural Junkyard with Karen Rontowski. So come on down Friday and Saturday, 8
And
and 10
I have a
o'clock.
confession to make.
What?
My dad is Dane Cook.
Oh, stop it.
How many
Okay.
poutineries does he own? Also in Claremont, we have Jerry Rocha this weekend
That's
doing a
right.
show, a 9:30 show on Friday, Halloween, and then a 7 p.m. and 9:30 show on Saturday.
And if you come dressed in costume, you will get in free to any of our shows on Halloween. And don't be afraid of a comedy club on Halloween. We will make you laugh. And we also have Dead Comedians Night in the Yoo-Hoo Room at 9:30 on the 31st. So thanks again for joining us and another exciting episode of the FlappCast. I'm Barbara Holliday.
I'm Poutinery.
And thank you, Lamont Ferguson.
Thanks for having me. No. Yeah, Poutine at the end.
That's right, I was saying it right.
You were saying it right.
Would you like something to eat and drink, sir?
No.
Okay, you can take it to go if you like to.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, you know, we have a great meal. I know you're trying to be healthy. Chicken and kale salad. Yeah. Patty, yeah, that's so good.
Kale.
No, but it's good.
Is it good?
I don't even like it. I mean, I don't like kale, but I love this salad. I know. It was so funny because I thought you actually were training.
Oh, weird.
You're like, age just, it happens though. I don't know what the problem is. I noticed it myself, no matter what, it just, eat one little thing. Wow.
Turn down for me.
Let's not talk about it.